Here we go. Thank you so much for joining today in the Rebirth Sessions, and that is really wonderful. So it is an opportunity today to see what happens when the light moves forward. That was the idea, and to bring that to a real depth, I would say we start with a meditation to say quiet down, to center, to relax deeply into ourselves, and to see that what is given is within us, and it's like everything. It moves forward every time we become quiet. So that's what we're doing. So I still have to do a couple of things. So anyway, so I'm going to share with you, these are pretty incredible, say, words given to us today in a daily lesson of A Course in Miracles. And that's when I'm healed, I'm not healed alone. So now it is so that I'm not going to read the whole lesson, but I'm taking 3, say, paragraphs out of it that we use as a contemplation. So I will share that with you. It's very lovely. So when the light moves forward, healing is freedom. Healing is freedom. For it demonstrates that dreams will not prevail against the truth. Healing is shared. And by this attribute it proves that laws, unlike the ones which hold that sickness is inevitable, are more potent than their sickly opposites. Healing is strength. For by its gentle hand is weakness overcome, and minds that were walled off within a body, free to join with other minds, to be forever strong. Now, we're going to use this. Like, this has everything in it. It's unbelievable. Healing is freedom, for it demonstrates that dreams will not prevail against the truth. Healing is shared, and by this attribute it proves that laws, unlike the ones which hold that sickness is inevitable, are more potent than their sickly opposites. Healing is strength, for by its gentle hand is weakness overcome, and minds that were walled off within a body, free to join with other minds to be forever strong. So healing is freedom, healing is shared, healing is strength. And as you let yourself be healed, you see all those around you, or who cross your mind, or whom you touch, or those who seem to have no contact with you, healed along with you. Perhaps you will not recognize them all, nor realize how great your offering to all the world when you let healing come to you. But you're never healed alone. And legions upon legions will receive the gift that you receive when you are healed. Those who are healed become instrument of healing. Nor does time elapse between the instant they are healed and all the grace of healing it is given them to give. What is opposed to God does not exist, and who accepts it not within his mind becomes a haven where the weary can remain to rest. For here is truth bestowed, and here are all illusions brought to truth. So those who are healed become the instruments of healing, nor does time elapse between the instant they are healed and all the grace of healing it is given them to give. What is opposed to God does not exist, and who accepts it not within his mind becomes a haven where the weary can remain to rest. For here is truth bestowed, and here are all illusions brought to truth. So we go back to the first one. Healing is freedom, for it demonstrates that dreams will not prevail against the truth. Wow, healing is shared, and by this attribute it proves that laws unlike the ones which hold that sickness is inevitable are more potent than their sickly opposites. Healing is strength, for by its gentle hand is weakness overcome, and minds that were walled off within a body, free to join with other minds, to be forever strong. So that's exactly what we're doing right now. So it's like healing is freedom, healing is shared, healing is strength. Healing is strength. By its gentle hand is weakness overcome. It's like it's not difficult, it's not forceful, no, it's opening up for it. By its gentle hand is weakness overcome. And minds that were walled off within a body, like that thought that were imprisoned in a body, are free to join with other minds now to be forever strong. Healing is freedom, healing is shared, healing is strength. So here we will be still with for a moment. All right, thank you so much. So this is part of a great lesson. When you're healed, you're not healed alone. That feels always really good. Like it feels like there's more. There's more than one of us. It seems like no, there's one of us, but everyone's included. So you can never be healed alone because you're not alone, and that's really comforting. We're still with the idea of beholder in our minds, you could say, and so when the light moves forward is an essential part of that, because you cannot, what else would you behold? If you behold the world as you see it, as you are accustomed to it, then there's not much news to see, you could say. Then it will be a perpetuation of the isolation or the separation. But if you become quiet and allow the light to move forward, what you're going to see, you don't know. You are open to receive that. And there's the inspiration, and there's the surprise, you could say. There's the communication. There's everything that's given, in fact, by you not determining what is going to happen. Now, this is great practice, and this is what we see, say, that we learn to do, you could say, by stepping back continuously. Now, how are we using this today? What can we bring in? So we some of us made some poems with this idea, or a little video with this idea, but I actually want to stand still first, and I don't exactly know what is going to happen here, because I'm not determining the story, but I'm open to share and to say, let flow through me what is actually given. And that is the direct practice of, in fact, what we're doing. It's like the inspiration is given in the moment, it flows through you, and I'm not determining anything. But I'm open to, I'm opening my mouth and see what happens. Now then you see if if this, like, I carry some memories of today with me, obviously, and one of them is the fact that I was earlier I was reading Give to Live, like that was in one of the talks of Master Teacher, Give to Live. And one of the principles that came back over and over and over is this. It's like protect everything you value by the act of giving it away. Now this is a really beautiful principle, and it's directly from Jesus. It's like protect everything you value by the act of giving it away. How do you know you have something? Well, by giving it away. Now this is in a material sense, of course, always difficult, because then it seems like you lost it because you gave it away. If I have a box of chocolate and I give that to you, then I lost the box of chocolate and you have it. So that doesn't work in the material world always. But since that is not our real habitat in the first place, so we're talking here about ideas, about lovely ideas. Ideas like healing. Healing is shared. So healing is shared. The idea of healing is shared. Healing is a shared idea. Now that means that if I give healing away, you could say, if I receive that for myself, which is what giving is, I receive it for myself in that same instant, I'm giving that away. And we know this principle also from Joel Goldsmith. It's like the practitioner needs to, say, in fact, receive it for himself, and will the healing take place. So it's a universal principle of healing, you could say. And so that is our practice, but that's also where you start giving it away. Now, how can you allow healing in situations that you're in? Well, there's a lot of opportunity. So since we're in the rebirth sessions, coming to the practicality of this all, the giving away is one huge part. What I mean with that is this. It's like the situations that are popping up in your daily life, in your, say, in all the events and circumstances that you find yourself in all the actions that your attention is required, quote unquote, and there's healing possible. You can give that away continuously, in fact, because what happens is this. We saw this, say, we started this on Tuesday too. Now I remember that too. It's like when on Wednesday we started with the idea, well, you have used your body in a certain way, and that was actually not so helpful for the body. So we have pains, we have this, we have that, we have, whatever the circumstances of the bodies are, in our experience of ourselves, of course. So it's like, that doesn't always work out that well. Now, this is a sign that you, in fact, are not using the body, but abusing the body, you could say. And it is like you use it for a function that it actually wasn't supposed to be used for. And so now it's not up to you to decide, okay, that belongs to it and that doesn't belong to it and all of this. It's like, no, you don't have to figure that out, because otherwise another episode of, say, determining would start, or another episode of say, analysis would start. And that's the last thing we want, because that is a mental disturbance that doesn't give you any information. So here we are back again then with an idea. It's like, how do we do this then? Well, there's a comforter, there's an Holy Spirit, there's an inspiration that will tell us exactly how to do this. And on a moment by moment basis, not about tomorrow, not about the future, not about yesterday, no, about right now. And Spirit is direct in its, in its giving, in moving you in a certain direction, in inspiring you to come into action, or to give things away, or to use the body in a certain way. It will tell you how to use it. but always is this instruction, like listening to the still small voice, always is that happening in the present moment, not any other time. So that means the only requirement for you is then to keep your mind open and not having any idea about how you should use the body. And then you see that the gift that is given you, in receiving it in the moment, like we said just a moment ago, it's like receiving the idea of healing, receiving the light and love in the moment, feeling that that's actually doing it all for you. So whatever is going to occur is not by your doing, it is effortless. It is a change. It is a different way of perceiving what you are in. It's a different way of perceiving the situation that you're in, or a whole different look upon yourself in a way that you have never seen it before. Now, this is like the possibility for direct inspiration. And what is so great about a direct inspiration is in fact that you never have to analyze if it worked, or that you never have to figure out was it successful or anything like that. There's no consideration or evaluation connected to it. In other words, don't analyze the situation, but utilize the principle. Utilize the principle of you will receive your instruction in the moment when you need it. So when you allow yourself to be patient to receive that, then the light can move forward in any situation. And the light changes everything, because in fact you made a construct in your mind, you made a construct of time, the continuity, and thinking that in itself is like almost like a blueprint that you have to follow every step out of it in order for it to work. Now this is what you believe, this continuous timeline that seems to be that way for you. And this is not so. So in fact the Holy Spirit helps you to break that. So to not look for the continuation, no, to stay with the moment, to stay with right now. And whatever happens tomorrow, that is not of your concern. Like the inspiration, that's your continuation. The inspiration is continuous. It tells you exactly what to do in the right time, in the right place. If there's no instruction, you can rest. You can rest in that. So that's a really important part. And you see that in fact, in you opening your mind, in you giving away your concerns and your judgments and your feelings of guilt or whatever comes up, all your patterns and limitations that you're so accustomed to, if you continuously give that away, something really fundamental starts to shift and change. Because now the construct that you think you're in, like we read in the say in the meditation too, it's like this construct that you believed in that was walled off by this body as a prison, like, well, it isn't any other way. I'm this and this old. I'm probably a year, 10 or maybe more to live, and then who knows what. Or my body is not working that well, and my body is this, my body is that. So you make a construct. Like that's purely based, you could say, on your ideas about who you think you are. Because you are not that. You're not that body. So there's something completely different going on. But in order to experience that, you will have to, say, learn to open your consciousness. Now this is where the rebirth sessions are for, and this is where, in fact, the whole program is for, because that appears to be a difficult procedure. It seems to be difficult, but that is actually not true. So there's a reason why you think it is difficult, and that has to do with say a willingness to change, with an willingness to let this, what you supposedly have, go, by giving it away, by not holding on to it. Now in this talk that I read today, in the say give to live, this part becomes very essential, is that give everything away. Don't lay up stores. Why would you lay up stores? Now, why would you lay up stores is then, well, to have a little bit of security just in case it doesn't work out, or this, yeah, just for the security, not for anything else. And then it's like, well, you can fool yourself really well. Now it's like you don't want to possess anything. You literally don't want to possess. You want to give that away. Jesus says this to all of his disciples, like, leave your nets, leave them behind, give everything away. To the rich man, give everything away and come back to me. It's like literally everything that you possess in this world is your investment in death. And it is simply that way. So if you're busy holding on to ideas about yourself, holding on to possessions that you think you have, it is in fact your mind is closed. It will not be able to communicate directly with the universe, because the universe doesn't know about tomorrow. Like there's no tomorrow in eternity. So if this is a whole and perfect, full, eternal moment, then let that be. It will give you everything you need. And there's no change in that. Like the constancy that you're looking for, why you have your own, say, plan B with possessions, laying up stores and all of this, is exactly what prevents you from experiencing the constancy of the kingdom. And this is really something else. Now that is a real rebirth. To allow yourself to give everything away. Now, it's always fun to talk about your own experiences, so here I throw one in, I could say. So the one, I did this a couple of times, but one time I literally gave everything away, and what I ended up with was my basic necessities for, in fact, for a couple of days in one suitcase, a couple of books, and some gear like a computer and who knows what, but that was about it. And I left, coming to the States to my master. I didn't want to take anything else. I left literally everything behind. Now that is not a great accomplishment, but it certainly does something with your consciousness. It becomes your investment, say, in truth. Because you literally have no choice but to trust the kingdom to supply. And that feels so incredibly good that I have never ever had any doubt about it, that was the best thing that could happen to me. Even though I had intensities and moments of impossibility or all kinds of feelings coming up, sure, no problem. But it always came back to, I don't want to lay up stores here. I keep giving everything away continuously, just in order to keep my mind wide open, so that the light can move forward in all situations that I find myself in, and in all situations that are coming up. Because when I'm healed, I'm not healed alone. When I allow this healing, I become an instrument of healing. I take that with me. So now, what can possibly go wrong with this if I'm completely sustained by the love of God? If I think I miss something, I only have to become quiet and give everything away. Give my love to God and give my love to my brother. And that will immediately, say, come back, will help for my mind to come back into communication. I literally don't perceive a lack in that moment. So that is the exercise, you could say. Oh, that's the, yeah, if you want to do this, this is part of that too. Give everything away. You literally have nothing to lose. You think that if you walk into a supermarket without money, you could say, as if you don't get groceries then. And that, if your mind is open, you'll see it is not so. It does not work that way. And I had many experiences like that. So this is not like a dream kind of, well, it's like, okay, you got to put your feet on the ground now. You're with your head in the cloud, or who knows what. Like, no, not at all. Not at all. So it's totally different. See, when I'm communicating with the universe communicates with me. I'm one with all of that. So how can I possibly say experience lack? So that's so great about this. So that sounds very as a short instruction when I give this, but it is like we come back to this. Every aspect will come up related to this. So it's like you see this coming back in every meeting that we have. It is continuously like this. No, there's nothing outside of you that can hurt you. No, it's your own responsibility. So it's like you ask for healing. You receive the love of God. What can you possibly miss? What can be lacking? And yeah, that's our practice. So I'm really happy to share that with you. So I can't wait, on the other hand, I can't wait to hear the poems too. So we will go to that in a moment. Just seeing if we need to do something first. So the real gift of this meeting together is to slow down. And in order to slow down, it's always great to use music for that, to relax into the moment, to have some quiet time and let that occur. So this is what I want to do. I want to say, play a song one more time and be still for a moment. So, yeah, that wasn't very quiet, was it? So it was majestic. Well, that can happen too. It's great. So a quiet time was majestic. That was really lovely. So before we start giving ourselves away in, say, sharing our healing, in fact, in joining in what we have discovered, in joining what we will discover together, I just want to be, say, bringing that really into this idea of giving. It's like you literally, in this moment that you are sharing, you're literally giving to yourself. And the more you give, the more you receive. It is like that. It's like the more present you can be in your expression. It's like you're not performing something. You're giving yourself away, which is like an essential part in the awakening. You give yourself away. You give that light that you receive for yourself away. And that extends into, say, the brotherhood, you could say, or this is extending into our minds. You literally shine your light in our minds. Now that is really something else. So it is like if you become, I've shared this before, but it's really beautiful to experience it that way. Is this? It's like when you allow yourself to be present here, then there's no concern about tomorrow or an hour later or any kind of response. No, in fact, what happens when you allow yourself to be completely here is that you're not even able to look at yourself. Like you're not in observation of yourself. You're free to express. And it's like, yeah, that in itself is like the perfection that's given you. It's like it literally flows through you. But that's really something else. You know, it's like be as present as you can. Don't be concerned about any kind of idea. No, just first, before you express yourself, just make contact, like start to connect, like, oh yeah, wait a minute, whoa, okay. It's like everything that you consciously do in the moment becomes like a ceremony, because there's nothing else going on than only this expression of self. And you can literally become what you are reading. That means that when the light moves forward, it's like you literally step back and let the light move forward through you. And this is, it's like you can feel that. That becomes communication itself. Now, you only have to let that be. It's not that you have to do that. No, you step back and the light moves forward. So that's where this setup came from. And now we'll see what that entails and how that is communicated, because you still can be completely yourself. It is not that you have to behave holy or something. No, just be present here, not being distracted by any mind wanderings in any kind of direction. No, you just allow yourself to be present here and open your mouth and see what happens. So I would love to say, use it in this expression that we share this way. So first, before you share, be still yourself and share and connect with your source. Like, take time to, when you feel you're ready, you don't have to use words, you just become still before you do anything. Then from then on you say, like, okay, I want to watch the video, I want to read the poem, I want to do this. When you feel that it's right, that it's given, it will communicate differently. So that's the instruction in sharing this with one another. Or the invitation, it's not that you have to do it that way, but it's like really invited to do so, because it will make a difference.